We are a family of 5. My wife here, Chantal. My 3 kids are here. We came to the USA 4 years ago from Africa by USCCB. They arranged our transportation from Africa, helped my wife to learn English. Today, our children are doing well at school. My wife and I have jobs. We can take care of ourselves. I still have family members in the refugee camp in Uganda. I have a need that God open a way for them to come to the USA so that also they can experience peace and freedom and happiness, in which both my parents were killed and situation became worse. So we had to move to one place to another looking for peace. At the extent, by running, we found ourselves in Uganda and we were refugees. That was another chapter of life where life also wasn't good. There is a war, much killing, mostly in the eastern part of Congo. We were rejected, neglected, despised. We were like criminals. Yet it's a situation we found ourselves. We did not apply to be refugees. So no proper food, no water, no shelter. So life was not good. Just they gave little to survive, but they don't support everything. 11 years in Uganda as refugees, and by the mercies of God, God opened a way for us to come to the USA.
When USCCB got in touch with me, they contacted me, the company I work for, to let me know that USCCB had a family of 5 that were going to come over from Uganda. Met them at the airport, and that was the beginning of a journey. Mm-hmm. I feel blessed to have been able to have been put in that position to be able to work with them. And
because when you are a refugee, you don't have an option. You don't choose where to go. They choose for you. Before we came, we have to do some interviews with the immigration officers, Homeland Security, to see who are coming into this country. They have to brief us in the orientation culture so that we may have a picture of where we are going.
So one of the first things was obviously having to help them to get used to our culture. But through the ministry that Father Pace had started with the Ugandan relationship, I was able to reach out and find out a little bit of some of the staples of what I needed to get for the food. So there were some difficulties. You're trying to find an apartment for 5, especially in the middle of the month, because I had to pick them up on the 19th of October. I remember that. And but I worked through, reaching out to different Catholic churches, as well as Goodwill's, St. Vinny's over in Marshfield. I was able to come up with furnishings and food. So they did what they did with very, very little public assistance. That's another thing I want to say. Yes, and I think they're almost to the end of paying off your airfare for coming over to the country too, right? It was close to a $6,000 loan that they get for the flights that come over, and then the payback I think is a 5-year plan, but it's at 0% interest, and then it also helps them grow their credit. I think another milestone was get your green cards after
3 years,
and then it'll be 4 years come October 19th. And after 5 years, then I think you can get U.S. citizenship.
Yes. Beside that, our future, God hold our future, but we can plan for our future now. The little we make, we can save. We can tell our kids that now, as long as they live, you will go for your colleges. But in Africa, no plan. But here you plan for tomorrow. We thank so much UCCB. We thank God for bringing us to this peaceful country, a country full of opportunities.
And brothers and sisters, be assured of my prayers and my thanks for your support in this vital ministry in our diocese.